The All Blacks' new coaching team is almost complete, with head coach Ian Foster today announcing 3 of his 4 assistants. As widely signalled, the appointments of the Hurricanes' John Plumtree, former All Black prop Greg Feek and incumbent defence coach Scott McLeod have been confirmed. Former Crusaders assistant Brad Mooar is expected to complete the coaching team, with New Zealand Rugby locked in negotiations for his release from Welsh Club Scarlets. Clay Wilson and camera operator Dan Cook were with more on the men tasked with taking the All Blacks into 2020 and beyond.
Ian Foster unveiled 3/4 of his coaching team at the Manukau Rovers Rugby Club in South Auckland this morning. Not much roving, however, was required for the All Blacks' new head coach to pinpoint who he wanted. Decisions, he says, he made using 2 clear criteria.
It's not a matter of just picking people who've done a good job somewhere. They've got their skill set has to fit with where we want to go, and so the answers are pretty clear to me, to be honest.
Incumbent defence coach Scott McLeod stays not only because Foster rates him highly, but because he also carries the fuel from this year's World Cup failure. Plumtree's caring but hard-nosed approach worked in his favour, as did head coach experience and potential to push a fresh approach. But Foster says the whole coaching team, not just the new forwards coach, had to be agents of change.
Bringing people in that may not necessarily have the answer to that, but they're strong enough personalities that we can all sit around and have a really good conversation and collectively come up with where we're going to go. So that's the part that excites me.
The same goes for Plumtree, who says it's important the new coaching team don't try and reinvent the wheel.
Naturally there's going to be a couple of changes, possibly around, what I believe in and my mentality around a few things. But, like I said, it's the systems and everything that's put in place in the All Blacks is pretty successful, so I'd be mad to come in and try and change too much, wouldn't I?
Before joining the Hurricanes, Plumtree spent 6 years in South Africa and 2 with the Irish national side. Experience coaching against New Zealand also boosted the CV of new scrum coach Feek, who is back from 9 years in Ireland, the past 6 in the national setup. Feek says analysing his old team gives him insight those within the All Blacks may not have had.
In Europe you have to be really consistent every week. It's a long season, and I think that's probably something in the last couple of years that how do we do that, and how do we make sure teams have a little bit of fear and uncertainty about what you're going to do as well.
Feek and Plumtree both plan on doing plenty of listening before they do too much talking.
What I get excited about might not excite someone else, so I'm sure there'll be some, like you say, robust discussions. Yeah, but that's the fun part about it too. It's always good trying to get your point across and hopefully winning the odd battle.
Foster wouldn't have it any other way. All that remains is to lock in the final member of his team. And while Brad Mooar's arrival is still to be confirmed, Foster is far from fretting it will all work out.
We're having good ongoing conversations. It's just a normal process in professional rugby, really, and so the relationship's been good, it's been strong, and hopefully it's going to happen pretty soon, and haven't got a plan B.
No plan B maybe, but definitely a plan for change. Mō te hōtaka o te ahi pōnei, ko Clay Wilson aho.